Good morning, welcome to Morning Outlook. This is Kim speaking on Monday the 23rd of November. So looking at the euro dollar first, and as you see daily wise we seem to be stuck pretty much. There's these highs that's running across the top here, and it's pretty much stuck below those at the moment. Where are we running off today? Well, we've got a weekly pivot, an untouched weekly pivot sitting below, which may be a draw, and in addition to that we've also got the daily pivot not that far away. Slight divergence as I'm looking at this market at the moment. A continuation of breakdown of this current bar, it's bearish engulfing, would see us heading down towards those pivots. So at the moment looking a bit on the bearish side. However, we do have news out this morning. We've got the French, German, and then eventually the European flash services and manufacturing data. Anything coming out better than expected? Well, maybe give that a bit of a bounce, but at the moment it looks like could be on for those, but we again, once they're out the way, we could still see bounces in this market. It has been quite resilient of late, but well, we'll have to wait and see on that one until the news might, as I say, might just push it one way or the other. Pound, well, the pound pushed through its highs I was looking at last week, eventually went through and heading up, taking out there was a stack of buy orders sitting above these prior highs up here. These have been taken out now. It's where we're looking at 34. Yeah, it's taken a lot out. There were buy orders right away above these prior highs here, and they're now no longer there. Where to today? Well, we've got a weekly pivot. Had some good news effectively overnight there, with another, I say overnight, this morning even, with another vaccine being announced from AstraZeneca, the UK Oxford University vaccine. So we'll see how things change on that. Each week we've had this out, apparently every Monday it seems like it's a Monday morning bit of news, but the best effect was the first one, of course. What we're seeing now is a lesser effect, I guess, but still positive. For the pound, certainly looking positive at the moment. It has got a bit of divergence around these highs here, but still wanting to carry on pushing through. Apparently the Health Secretary Matt Hancock has just said everything will be back to normal after Easter next year. So there we are. That's the expectation. Price wise, 60-minute here, high lows, high highs. As I said, it's taken out the highs there. It has got an untouched daily and weekly pivot below. If it starts rolling over, I may look at these for possible targets. Certainly that daily pivot's quite close by, so we'll be watching. Okay, dollar yen. Dollar yen on this picture here. Well, it's the yen's been holding on to its sort of gains against the dollar, but consolidating around these lows at the moment. Whether it can chip down some more, we'll see. Generally when you see consolidation and a downward trend, you'd expect it to continue in that route. So maybe at some point this week we've got this sort of 103.27 area to run at. Looking at where we are with pivot wise, weekly pivots above, that would in turn potentially give us a sell point. Pivots here looking very squeezed, and it may be because I've got the slightly wrong ones on. I've got them on a time range, so let's put that on a daily bar. That might help things. There we go. Not a lot. Okay, so not a significant difference there at all with the daily there. Okay, so that's where we are. The yen looking, well, more like continuation than anything else. Aussie dollar. Aussie dollar, another one is just sort of consolidating around the highs in this particular occasion here. It's looking again, there will be buy stops above that's sitting above these levels here, and well, we could see those taken out. It's just struggled a little bit more. I mean, it's 2 weeks in quite a tight old range. Maybe this is the week that we see the breakout, but short term, hourly wise, putting high lows, high highs in there, but just up until now we've just seen weakness coming in, back in, selling into this 73, 25, 30 area. So I'll just see what it does this morning, but it does have daily and weekly pivots below. If it does, again, if this fails post 8 o'clock and starts rolling back, well, that may be the buy area or the sell to area. So see how that develops. Canadian dollar. Canadian dollar consolidating where we are at the moment. It's, well, yeah, again, it's just really, last week was just very range bound. It looks at the moment like it's maybe have further downside in this, but it's sort of caught in the well, ranging levels. I mean, there is a trend within those ranges, but well, at the moment it appears that we're heading south once again. Maybe down to the S1. We have seen the weekly pivot already ticked off there, so it takes the probability of that being drawn away. So no divergence likely at the bottom here, so let's say possible continuation there on the Canadian dollar. Okay, that's the main pairs I'm looking at there. Let's have a look across the S&Ps this morning. Well, we saw seen this sort of blip up here. This it's just come out to dailies first, so Friday just couldn't really gain anything on Friday. In the week as a whole, whilst it rallied towards the beginning there, it gave it back and ended up underwater and under the pivot. We just run into the weekly pivot by the looks of things here, pretty close. There we are, run into the weekly pivot. At the moment, I think we could just see this ranging again, running back south, so looking a bit soft on the S&Ps. Gold, I was reading somewhere this morning that we've seen outflows from exchange traded funds again this morning, which means that demand will be available, or there will be supplies available. Demand is dropping from traders that are looking at the exchange traded funds. So and I'm talking about big volumes, so 1,000 tons or something like that. So quite a chunky lump there out in the market. But saying that, it's not really done too much harm to the price of gold at the moment. It is holding up pretty well from where I'm looking at the moment. High lows, higher highs, and still pushing through this morning. So holding up is gold, and to be expected with low interest rates, etc. It's generally up there, but as I say, holding up okay, but nothing massive there. Okay, and finally I'll have a quick look at oil. So oil's continuing pushing up here back to those previous highs there. This is sort of helped by vaccine news. Anything on vaccines really will help the price of oil because the expectation of more usage. And well, that's had a solid old move this morning. Maybe that's a little bit overbought here. It's extreming a little bit on the RSI though, so well, maybe any retrace may be seen by a push back up there. Okay, that's pretty much it for me this morning. As I say, just watch out for the services and news. 8:15, 8:30, 9:30 UK, 2:45 US. Have a great one. Bye for now.